Today is going to suck.
Camp Adventures.
Afternoon. I got a text this morning from my mother telling me that she's sitting in the hospital with my dad waiting to get him in to have a CT scan done on his abdomen because he's been sick since New Year's. Lovely. They think it might be his gallbladder. Yeah, everybody knows I'm a worrier, and yeah, and it kind of makes me worry more and more irritated that if he's been sick since New Year's that they haven't told me, because today's the, well, I guess it shouldn't be that irritated, it's only the 4th, so, but apparently if it's bad enough, you know, he must be in a severe amount of pain. So and I gotta go to a shrink appointment at 1. That's always fun. Other than that, yeah. Now that makes me happy. Does that make you happy?
I know, I thought you were back.
Is a button. Press for assistance. That's awesome. So if you can't reach something off a high shelf, you push the button and they come running out. Let me help you. We're at Gordman's. He's cool. Some people really piss me off. So they're sitting out here outside of Gordman's, and what do we see when we come out? But there's a vehicle, that one right there, that's parked in the access lane, the handicap spot. No handicap parking permit, nothing like that. They're just parked in the access lane. Oh my god, people that do that stuff make me insanely mad. And, oh, there's another lady here. Well, okay, there was a lady here. She left. And now, you know, there's Mel and Zach right there. Wave hi. And they're waving. We're waiting for the cops to show up so we can, you know, make a point of this, and we're gonna get somebody to get a $200+ ticket. Awesome. So Mel just brought up a really good point that as we were loading up Mel's chair and stuff, a cop pulled up here and was Zach went to get his attention. He said, "Oh, sorry, I gotta go inside, there's a shoplifter." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And the back of this vehicle here is filled with bags of clothes and stuff. And so we said, how funny would it be if the person whose vehicle this is the shoplifter that's inside? So not only would they get hit with, you know, the brain failure, whatever it is for shoplifting, but get a massive ticket for parking in a handicap parking access lane. Oh my god, they'd be getting in some massive trouble. That'd be fucking hilarious. Serves them right. So, you've started to lose faith in humanity like me?
I will be writing a letter to the newspaper.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And you can add this story into your letter that you write to them. So after we left Gordman's, we went to Kohl's. And when we got to Kohl's, there was yet another car parked in the access lane of the handicap. And actually, what you guys didn't see is the lady actually showed up at Gordman's and was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that it was an access lane. I saw the post, but there was no sign on the post that said handicap parking. So I thought it was just an open spot." Yet she didn't see the big lines going across.
I I think she was lying.
I think she was lying too.
I do too.
And she had 4 kids, or 3 or 4 kids. I think she just didn't care.
Rabbit.
She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And
Rabbit.
then when we went to Kohl's, you know, another person in the access lane, and they parked next to her so that, you know, to make a point that, you know, Mel couldn't get out of the car with that car there. And that lady came out again. The lady whose car it was came out, and I managed to take 2 pictures, one of her vehicle in the access lane and then one of her license plate. So
Sorry, we're hungry.
yeah, I know.
It's just the timing's funny.
And, okay.
He's laughing.
That one was on purpose. That one was.
I know who it was. Jackass.
I sat there and I had the fork already full of food. I'm like, continue. Well, okay.
Yes, you son of a bitch. Anyway.
Get interrupted by the kitty litter.
Sorry, the fork shut too.
Okay, Zach, shut up.
I will stab you.
Hey, that's on camera.
Whatever.
Continue.
So this lady came out, and, you know, I got a picture of her car in the parking spot and her license plate, and they're like, "You realize you parked in the access lane, right?" I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't know." And this, like, at Gordman's there was a little bit of snow, but not enough to cover up the lines. At Kohl's there was nothing. You know, bright as day, and the lines
You're white this
were
time.
white. They weren't faded at all. Like, they looked like they had been painted within probably the last 6 months. So they were bright white.
But she didn't know.
But she didn't know. Totally didn't know.
She should be driving then.
Yeah. If you can't figure out that, oh, white lines across the spot, maybe I shouldn't park here, you should not be driving. And,
Take
you know,
note. Any of you taking your driving test, take note. White
Yeah.
lights, see no park.
Same with
yeah,
yellow.
take note. Any cross-hatched lines on the ground, don't park there.
And no handicap spot goes handicap non, handicap non, handicap non. Seriously.
Yeah,
Some people
no
are
parking
idiots.
lot. Yeah, some people are just stupid. But, you know, both those times, we, well, at Gordman's, this other lady called the cops, and Zach called the cops when we were at Kohl's, and I think we waited for like 15 minutes.
I even went in and went all the way to the back of this door.
Yeah, to go to the bathroom and came back up, and they hadn't showed up, and by that time we were like, screw it, we're not waiting anymore for them, and we just, you know, to show them that I've got pictures to prove it, and I'm still fairly certain if I print these pictures off and take them down to the police station that they will send her a ticket, but I don't even know if it's worth it at this point.
Nope, not worth it.
Yeah. And then after we were done at Kohl's, Zach and Mel went to the mall. I went to Cub Foods. And it continued. They got, when they got to the mall, they called me up and said, "Oh, there's an SUV that's parked in the handicap. They don't have plates. They don't have a hang tag. There's nothing on their dashboard." And so they're flipping out again and called the cops and was like, "Look, this is the 3rd event today that has happened that we've been witness to. And every time you said you were sending people out, and we waited around for so long and nothing." So I'm like, "Oh, we'll send somebody right out." And how long did you guys wait that time?
We didn't. We went outside and just told the mall security.
Yeah, and then they happened to run into the mall security guy again, who said all you could do was just write, "Oh, if you park here again, you will be towed."
Which is better than nothing.
That is better than nothing.
Actually, the person did have a handicap sticker. It was just lying flat on the dash, so he wrote a note saying it needs to be hung up.
But it didn't know that they get a warning.
Yeah.
You guys all dismissed that Jack chick with spin rubby spin.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Jack.
This is what we love about Jack Jack. Jack Jack!
Apparently it's Freakazoid time. Okay, anyway, now on to my portion of the story.
Yes, do tell.
I get Cub Foods.
Yep.
I pull into the handicap parking spot right next to the food, or the door by, like, the produce.
Okay.
The produce section.
Zach, I had 2 tacos.
And,
You have to tell?
I was lowering my chair down out of the topper,
1.5.
and I see this,
That's all you have.
and I saw this lady walking, you know, across to her vehicle, and she's like staring at me, and I'm just like, okay. I was really kind of confused, didn't really get why she was giving me, well, she wasn't really giving me the stink eye, but she was just kind of staring at me, and she had a couple kids, and that's when I realized why she was staring at me. She had parked in the handicap. No plate, no hang tag. I didn't see her reach up or move anything on the dashboard.
Did you get to chat with her?
No, because by the time I noticed, she had gotten in her car. I was actually, when she put her kid in, and I noticed she didn't have anything sitting on her dashboard, and when she came back around the car and I held up my hand to try and get her attention, she didn't look at me and jumped in her car quick and shut the door.
She knew.
She knew what she did. She knew it. She knew that she had parked in the handicap and that was illegal, and she didn't care.
I don't even care about the illegal part. I care about the common sense and courtesy part.
Yeah.
So you can put that in your letter that you write to the newspaper. So people out there, just don't be dumb.
Save yourself, man. It's so
Yeah.
stupid. Drive around the parking lot another 5 minutes.
Camp Adventures, making our way one push at a time.